Where you been, baby eye? Gentlemen, I am home. I am home from a very long, very busy trip. As some of you know, I just got to do a little bit of a recap. I had to go to Texas. My close friend, Mr. Black, he has passed away. And so the family asked me to come back and be part of the memorial service. And they also asked me to help work on the dismantling and the station that he had. So we went and we did that. And boy, howdy, do we got some goodies. I got to turn on the air conditioner. It's a little warm out here. It's about 75 degrees. Woo. You want to talk about hot? We're talking like 98, 99 degrees, and we're talking 100% humidity. Well, me out here in the arid, dry Northwest, 99, 98 degrees ain't no big deal. It's that 100% humidity, go outside, insta soaking wet. I had a couple incidences where I thought I was going to have me a heart attack. Woo-wee, that was hot. But we got her done, and I'm home. Big shout out to Debbie. Big shout out to Mike. You guys aren't going to know who all these people are. Big shout out to Natalie. Big thanks to Zane. I traveled from Dallas, Texas, over to Tucson, Arizona last Monday. So I flew into Texas on Wednesday evening, and started getting my head wrapped around what we needed to get done. Last Thursday, pardon me. And then Friday we worked on truck and we worked on station, and then we had the service for him Saturday, and then Sunday we packed and packed and packed and packed and packed. And Monday morning at, let's see, when did I leave out of Dallas? At 4 a.m. in the morning. And I drove all day, 14 and something hours. I went to Tucson, seen the sights and smelled the smells, and seen the crackheads in Tucson. It's always really shocking to me when I leave here. My clean, pristine, beautiful little town that we live in here in Idaho, to go to another major city, and it's just depressing to me to see how dirty and bad things are sometimes in certain parts of their town. It was just overwhelming. Dallas was great. Made it into Tucson. Tucson was okay. There's parts of Tucson that are a little sketchy, but nothing like Phoenix. Ooh, man. Went and had dinner with a friend of mine, and then we traveled on up into Phoenix, and man, it just, Lord howdy. He took me down to a section of that town called the Blade. If you guys are questioning that, Google it. Phoenix, Arizona, the Blade, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's a wild town, man. A little sketchy. But then I met up with some friends there in Phoenix, had a couple good dinners. We did have one incident where we went to a Longhorn Steakhouse, and everybody at the table got their food except for me. And nobody at the restaurant could understand why that was a problem. Yeah. Anywho, we ended up having a great time. I want to say a giant thanks to Kevin, who works for my friend Zane at Big Rig Radio. Kevin was like the right hand. He fit, you know what I mean? Just plugged right in. Dialing it back a hot minute, I want to go back to Dallas, and I want to give a big shout out to my buddy, Dummy Load, his name's Jason over there, who is also a mutually good friend to my friend Mr. Black. And first off, I want to say thanks for loving on my friend and helping him so much in his hour of need, brother. And thank you for coming and taking so much of your time to come help me get ready to be able to take care of business on that end. And I want a big thanks to him. But back to Zane, I went and spent a couple days with him, and I traveled around while I was there. And there's a lot of cool stuff in Phoenix. That's all I'm going to say. I got to go to some really cool shops, and then I got to go to some really sketchy shops. There's a lot of electronic sites in Phoenix, a lot of electronic recyclers. Big wire warehouse, big. And several places like Apache Reclamation, which is legendary down there. That place is in a really rough part of town, and I'm here to tell you it smelled really rough. That's where you guys seen the live feed from on Facebook in BBI Amps. The group was from the inside of Apache Reclamation. Everybody's like, where's this place? Where's this place? We said it right in the beginning of the video, Apache Reclamation. Just the smell was... And I think that's pretty much where my credit card information got skimmed. Yeah, my credit card information got stolen. Apparently I paid for gas for somebody all the way to Lake Havasu, and spent $499 at Walmart.com. I bought $300 or $400 worth of Popeye's chicken. I paid somebody's credit card bill off in full. Yeah, fun times. But made a lot of contacts. Got to meet a lot of really neat people. Just moseyed on. Went on to Las Vegas after that. Spent some time working on the truck up there in Vegas. And once again, booging the boys up there. We went to dinner with them, had a good evening with those guys. And crashed out for a couple hours. Got up the next morning, tried to get an alignment on the truck. That wasn't really going to happen in a timeline that was necessary. And so I just moseyed on here to Boise. But I am home. So one of the things that happened was I found the promised land of parts. And I might have maybe, picked up a couple bird meters. Now, I got to go through all of these, check them, test them, certify them, and make sure everything is top shelf. And I got to change out a lot of ends. A lot of these don't have UHF ends on them. I'm aware of that. But got a pretty good deal on these. And when I say there was a few of them available, as in like this guy can sell you pallets and pallets and pallets of them. No, I'm not saying where this shop is at. I'm not saying the name of it or how to go about getting in there, because they don't sell to the public. They're not interested in the guy that wants to buy one or two. They're into the guy that's going to buy pallet loads worth of equipment, because that's the kind of business that they do. Everything is cataloged. Everything has a number. It is clean. It is organized. And they do not sell to the public in any way, shape, or form. But what I plan on doing with these is I'm going to clean them up, make sure they got the right ends on them and stuff. Some of these are going to get peak kits. Some of them are not. And they're going to be released as a limited edition BBI Bird 43. Thought it'd be fun. I don't have a price quite figured out yet for these, but we're going to get there. I think that this would just be something fun. I can get them with or without the cases, with or without the brown case, with or without the gray case. I think this is going to be really neat for all of you guys. I'm going to get them laser engraved, the BBI logo and a limited edition number and all that stuff, because I don't want to get into selling this stuff. But I thought it would be fun, and so I threw a little bit of money at it while I was there, and yeah. Bird 43s. I want to thank every single one of you guys that's out there that's one of my customers that did not blow up my phone last week. And I want to thank you for, well, just giving me a minute to go deal with this loss. And I want to really say thank you to everybody that helped support me, that got me through this trip and got me back home safely, which there was a bunch of you guys. And there was quite a few of you that were checking on me as I was going. Okay, well, I'm near there. Do you need anything as you're coming through, kind of thing. It was amazing, the network of people that showed up. Like my buddy Kevin in Las Vegas. He's like, no, man, come on up here. We're going to take care of you. I ended up having a wheel bearing that started to go bad on Mr. Black's truck. I bought it while I was down there. He brought it home. I had a wheel bearing go bad on it. And he's like, no, come here. Come to my house. I've got everything. He opened up his house, his shop, everything. He even put me up for a night and totally got that all squared away. That kind of thing. Just random acts of kindness. My buddy Zane, hey man, come here. We're going to do this. We're going to get you squared away. We're going to take care of this. Like I said, big shout out to Kevin. A big thanks to James. He was a very humble, helpful person to have around. Kevin was like the right hand though. He just fit. And I hope he stays where he's at, working for who he's working for, because he is very well needed. I've got a ton of stuff getting ready to come up for sale, you guys. A ton of stuff. I've got a whole station basically, plus a bunch of extras and a bunch of big mobile boxes. So that's happening, and that's going to happen next. As soon as I get done shooting this video, I'm going to roll right into that. We're going to take off and we're going to go look at the very first amp. But I want to come out here and say publicly thank you to everybody that made this trip possible, everybody that supported me on this trip. It means a million pounds of love from me to you guys. I could not have done this without you guys. I would have been trapped out in the middle of nowhere, and it would have been bad mojo. But because I have friends and I have people that were willing to help me, I made it home safely, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. Gentlemen, it is time for us to begin. I am literally a month behind on where I should be because I've had the break. I had to come home from the break, and then I turn around and go to Texas. I am back, and we are ready to rock and roll.